Hey, hey, お願いします。見よ。はい、さい。Hey, each shoulders, circles, wait, circles the other way. And your arms forward and backwards. Moment. Comment. Hey, ça aquí. And tight. Yojo. Benji. Yoko. Y ko, ki, ko, ki, ko. Hey, it's up, forward, down. Hey, circles. Change the way. Hey, double, one direction and the other direction. Hey, sideways. Front, back, on toes. Hey, hips. Oh, Dori. Hey, one side. And the other side. Hips up. Hey, spine up. Oh, shoulders. Hey. Hey, a bit lower. Side. And the other side. Nose up. And the other side. Hands in front. Bench. One more time. Bench. Hey. Right side. Looking one side. And the other side. One side again. Both hands down. And inside hand goes up. Goes down. Goes up. Down. One more time. Goes up. Down. We go to the other side. Both hands down. Inside hand goes up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Open your legs. Elbows down. So, forward. And send hips back. Forward again. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Down. Opening your toes and sending your hips back. Going forward. Closing your toes in, and sending it. Wait, on the side. On the other side. One side. And the other side. One side. The other side. Right side. So, ki, ko, ki, ko, and ki, ko. Okay, so let's just look up. We were talking a little bit during the week about the importance of the stability on one leg. We did an exercise, I think on Tuesday, one of the techniques where basically you're required to enter here and then go down to the floor. Okay, while you have uke being controlling uke from this side, and then extending your other leg and basically finding your way down to the floor in a position such as this. That is difficult and scary if we don't have control over our own body, because we feel that then we're just basically fully loading the entire weight on our partner's elbow, which by that stage is in a hijikime position. So it's a hijikime position, and then we have that issue of that loading situation. So there are a few things that we can do and that we should do in terms of our basic health of our single leg strength. Let's just practice a few now. Let's see how we feel. So first of all, the most important, a very basic thing, which is to have reasonable kind of stability, from one side to the other. Okay, our capacity to hold our weight on a single leg. Let's just start out with a very, very, very basic exercise. Opening your hips, shoulders width apart, moving your center of gravity toward one leg, raising the leg, keeping it up there, and just now pressing your leg down. 3, 2, 1, down and back. Remember, because this is a combination of the health of one leg, the health of your ankle, your knee, your hip, plus how much are you engaging your core muscles in that action. When you press your knee down in that exercise, you are forcing your core muscles to kind of be engaged. So bending your knees, moving to the other side, raising your leg, hopefully keep your balance, and then if you can, try to push that leg down for a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, okay, again, bend, move, raise. Keep your balance. I'm pushing the leg down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, bend, move, raise, pushing and holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, bend, center of gravity moves, raises, pushes down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, bend, move, raise, press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. So that's for exercise number 1. So that's just being capable of holding our weight on one foot, okay, and being able to move from one side to the other without much more kind of happening so far, okay. But knowing that our ankle has to be reasonably healthy, our knee has to be reasonably healthy, and our core muscles are engaging somehow to keep everything more or less together. Okay, so now following the same idea, okay, we're going to do a small jump just from one side to the other. A small jump from one side to the other. Just to do try to stick the landing, they say, okay, and be able to just have a stable position. The jump doesn't have to be big, whatever. If you are healthy and you're probably maybe you want a bigger jump. If you are a little bit more cautious, a small jump, as long as it lands stabilizes the hand, it doesn't matter. Important thing is to have a stable base. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that exercise is the many variations of this ski jumping exercise. When you jump in, the important thing is to land properly and to have stability on it. Sometimes there is a variation of doing a second jump. One second jump. We're going to do kind of the third variation, which is landing, deep squat, positive squat down, change, landing, deep squat, positive squats down, change. Okay, so just to do that, to keep working on the legs. Okay, and then remember the width of the jump doesn't really matter. It can be very little. Okay, okay. As long as there's a little bit of a sensation of moving side to side, the width of the jump is just relative to your space, obviously, and to the condition that you have on your leg. So make it as little or as big as you feel you are capable of doing it. Okay, so ready goes 1, and up, wait, 2, and up, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, okay. All right. So now that your legs are nice and tired, okay. So or you're starting to move. So this time what we're going to do is this. We're going to come here, try to go down on a single leg and raise up. Okay. If you can, uh, all the way down, all the way up, it's okay. If your legs don't allow that, don't tolerate that, then all the way, lower and up, lower as you can, and up. So either on your toes, halfway on the other way up, or on your knees, which is all the way down. Okay, but either way, please. But try to still, put that weight on that single leg. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change to the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So again, another single leg exercise that progressively um, helps us with that. The next one is something that we spoke during the class, which is having in the beginning a tool or a stool or a chair, where we can practice, where we can practice sitting down on one leg, getting up on one leg. Okay. Now, depending again on the condition, usually the lower the stool, the more difficult it is. So you can start with something higher. Okay. Usually the way down is not so much of a problem. Usually the way up is what is problematic a little bit. So it's okay, it's okay either way. The most important thing is to not get injured. So, okay, it's okay to hold yourself on the way down if you need to, and then use both legs and get up. One funny thing that people are saying is how often or how early do people get up from chairs by using the handles or the bottom of the chair to get up, as opposed to the thing of just getting up of a chair without having to use anything, from it. So I guess that for as long as we can maintain our physical health of not needing any assistance to get up of a chair, it's a good thing. So just that. So in this case, of course, if you're able to do a pistol squat all the way down to the floor and all the way up, which I'm not going to demonstrate because then I will get injured. You're more than welcome to do that. But if you are in the process of it, you can grab anything, a chair or a seat, okay, and just basically find your way down, okay, and find your way up, okay. And again, you may need support on the way down, okay, or not. On the way up, you may need to put both legs and get up, okay. So whatever it is that is safe for you to do with your single leg sitting down or your pistol squat or however you want to call it. Okay, ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And to the other side. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so on. Okay. I was going to joke that if you're in a meeting or having coffee with friends or something like that, you can look cool and you get up and do your single squat and go home, but just depending how old you are. So because, for example, the fact of the matter is that we get to a certain age where we need the warm-up preparation that we've just been doing, to do, silly things like that with less chance of getting injured. If it's a cold day, if your muscles are tight, if you've been sitting all day, and then the first thing that you try to do is a single leg standing up, you may pull something, so don't do it unless you're much younger. You don't really worry about that. Okay. So last one. So last exercise to do with that and see how we go with this is our strategic get up. Okay. Which possibly we can practice a little bit from the standing position. Let's practice the going down instead of the getting up a little bit. So on the strategic get up, we go in, we have one leg in front, one back, we raise, we fast, we move, and we come up. So that's basically a strategic get up. Now, reversing that sequence basically will mean hands down, one leg in front, holding for a few seconds, and sit down. Okay? And then you can either get up with a steady get up, or you can just get up in a normal kind of a random way. Depending, the important thing at the moment is going to be the way down, not so much the way up. Okay? So if you can do both sides of the get up, that's great. If you can only focus on one, focus on, okay, going down, putting your hands down, extending your leg, okay, and sitting down, okay. Actually, if we're only going to focus on that, let's just only do side to side kicks, which is basically being in this position, pivoting, holding, stepping up, turning the other side, holding, stepping up. Let's just hold on. Let's just focus on that one rather than the whole game. Okay. So, okay, hands hip down, hands down. Okay, you're going to pivot to one side. You're going to raise that side leg. You're going to hold for a few seconds. Okay, you're going to come back in the middle, and then you're going to go do the same thing on the other side. Okay, on your own time. If I count and you cannot stay on my count, don't try to stay on my count. Just do as many as you can that are well done, as in you are owning the movement, and well, that's the most important thing, that you own the movement, that you basically do it in the rhythm and in the way that is safe for your own body. Okay, so hey, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And relax. Okay, so anyway, just a little set of options for single leg stability and single leg strength. We all can do a little bit of that, and that's what we are committed to do. So during the week, we've been reviewing some of our basic techniques. On the week in particular, we have been reviewing Rio Tekubi Dori, which is our two hands grab, okay, and just some basic ideas that are carry on from all the other basic set of movements. Okay, our movement comes from the heart into my partner with a good weight forward of energy. So I never halfway of weight and waiting for my partner to grab. Okay, from my heart out into my partner's space. Okay, it just again it sounds like very simple and very basic, and it is, but very often we find ourselves statically waiting, for the partner to do the job, as opposed as we snag is initiating the movement. So okay, both hands to your heart, moving forward, stability. You go to the side, hands on your heart, so forward, so hands on your heart, forward, so hands on your heart, forward, hands, heart, forward, hands up. Okay. So probably the most common technique that people immediately goes to the mind to in real Dori is obviously tension. Which is a good thing and a bad thing because it's the only technique that sometimes comes to our mind. And second, sometimes it's the only way that we know how to do tenchinagi. So those two things are problems. But it's good to have a home technique, like a technique that it's there always for the taking. Um so one thing that is important to remember with Ryoto Kubidori is that because both hands are in front, the hanmi of my uke can be either yaku hanmi or ai hanmi. There is no real reason why it should just be one side. Remember, typically when you work on katate doris, for example, or on single hands, because we are in an homolateral stance, which means same foot, same hand is in front. Typically, when you work on yaku hanmi, then your partner will give you that side hand, the same foot should be in front. If you're working ai hanmi with your cross hand, that foot should be in front. But when you're working in real kubidori, really both hands are there. The hanmi position, the leg position of your partner can be either yaku hanmi or ai hanmi. So it's important to notice what the teacher is demonstrating on that day because she may have a particular reason of why to practice ai hanmi forms or yaku hanmi forms. So it's very important just to pay attention to that. Okay. So anyway, so that's an important element of theory. If we grab our candle or an object, we have a little bit of awareness on it. So what we're going to do is, okay, we're going to and we grab it on the back hand, on the back leg. Okay, so that the front hand, we're going to grab it on the back hand. So we're going to step, turn, absorb, and then apply into. Okay, so one more time. So it will be two hands out. The object is going to be on the back hand. Here, both hands out. But step, turn, absorb, continue into ikkyo. That's ikkyo omote. Okay, so this, turn, absorb, ikkyo omote. So step, turn, absorb, ikkyo. So step, turn, absorb, ikkyo. Step, absorb. So step, absorb, ikkyo. One at the moment, it doesn't matter because we are practicing a little bit by ourselves, so it matters a bit less. But I was saying to the class yesterday that in order to maintain that, alertness, that element of being awake and present during practice, which is a essential element of the training, sometimes called zanshin, okay? But as Moreno Sensei says, Arikawa Sensei used to explain zanshin as wake up, just wake up. As opposed to any other kind of more romantic versions of that concept. Just wake up. Okay. So what happens is, we do our technique, we move, we apply, boom, the person is down, and then we disconnect, we kind of find our way back in, and at some point we switch on again. And I remember that I have to switch on again and do my thing. The task is that once the person is down, while the person is recovering, into getting out of the ikkyo, okay, you as Nage have a very strong clarity of which leg is the next leg that you're going to put in front. Okay, so just a little thing, like, okay, when my partner is down and my partner is waking up, which leg do I want to be putting? So by the time she or he is up, I clearly have one leg in front, and I clearly chose that leg. So all of those are exercises of little presence. Okay, as opposed to, well, he's down, I'll wait for him to wake up. While he wakes up, I also go to sleep for a few seconds. Now he's up, now I'm up. No. He's down. While he does that, I please carefully choose which leg am I going to put, and I already even know which direction am I going to move. Okay, but try to see if we can do that. Step, turn, up, you apply ikkyo. And in this case, for example, there was awareness of saying, oh, is that foot? But I'm going to change tanto to the other side. Step, turn, I apply ikkyo. possibly in this case is the same leg, but I'm going to change stance on the other side. So there's never really a gap on thought, okay? So be aware that that gap has to be filled with something conscious, okay? Even if it's a gap, okay? So, four, five, four, each. Okay, so now instead of doing omote, we're going to do ura, which is going to be the same process. Step, turn, up. Now we're going to step in. We're going to be behind the partner, hips down, and exit, moving sideways. Okay, so one more time. Step, turn, hands up. Step behind the partner, hips down, and slide yoko okuriashi. Okay, so same but with ura. With ura. All right. So next one, we didn't really do it in the class. It's a basic iriminage. Okay. So Rio Tekubi Dori. So both hands go up and control the spine and stay iriminage. It's very direct. Remember, if at any point we're asked about iriminage with sensei, there are two clues that cannot be wrong. One, possibly the one that I will air quicker, is the directest, I don't know if that's a word, you know what I mean. You know, the most direct route to the eliminate. That usually will be okay. So that's number one. Number two, if the most direct route is not chosen, if a route that requires moving around is chosen, then any route that has a sideways displacement, Yoko Kuriashi, will be also kind of okay. So either the most direct route or a route that requires or that invites us to do a sideways movement. So kind of following that idea, in Rio Kubidori here, the most direct route will be up and in. Pixely, basically identical if it was Katatedori, having up and crawl, then there. So it's basically the same. So we got the Kubidori, so up and to the other side, we got the Kubidori, stop, sliding, and stepping. Side, we got the Kubidori, sliding, and stepping. Right, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. Hey, let's finish up with Funakori, please. Hey,左3人の構え。そう。はい。いほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほいほい。よし。右から右の構え。いいさ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、さ、stay Dori. Nice. Right. Hey, arigato gozaimashita. Thank you very much.